I'm live, I'm live, I'm live, I'm live, I'm live. What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? What's up, what's up? Welcome to Hits and Heels, Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock. Coach Terry Bryant. Danny Wright is usually with me. She may jump on today or not, but what I'm going to do is, by popular demand, after last week's broadcast with Coach Bryant, I'm gonna bring him back on. And he literally just walked in the door. He didn't know he was gonna be on today. So I'm just putting him on the spot. So sorry, babe. So just for those that don't know, I do not have a script for Hits and Heels every Wednesday. And most of the time, literally, I am just like getting on and just randomly just going off the top of my head and totally impromptu every Wednesday. But before I go any further, let me go online and make sure that we are live, because I have
Did we do this last week?
Yes. Because literally what I do sometimes is I have gotten on and have not paid attention to whether or not yeah, and it's good, it's live. And not paid attention to the sound, and the sound was totally muffled, and I just had to delete the whole broadcast. So we good. Hey, Coach Bryant.
What's up, you? Well, you know the term of every man that wears one of these: happy wife, happy life. So with that said, thank you for inviting me back on, and like you said, Danny will probably hope she pops on. Hope everything's good with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's been dealing with some health issues, but
hope everything's good.
We're praying for her, making sure that
definitely.
she's good. So, Coach Bryant, you just got back from baseball practice.
Yes, yeah, it was a good one. I saw my buddy, Coach Steve Chandler, and it's
Coach Chandler.
That's my dog.
That's my dude.
But yeah, just got back in, walked in the door, and just letting you know, off the record, I was told I was coming on. No. The wife asked, and I was like, well, if that's what you really want. So we're gonna make it.
Well, actually, we got so much great feedback from last week's show. Everybody thought we had great chemistry, and they just thought it was a good show. And I didn't have a guest today, but I do have a guest for next weekend. So you are off the hook for next week.
Who's that?
Dr. Delise Coffee.
Oh yeah, right. I thought she was coming on this week.
She's gonna be next week. And I think the show is gonna air a little bit earlier. It's gonna air like about 7:30 because she's in the bed like about 8 o'clock. So it's going to air earlier next week, and we're going to bring on Coach Coffee. So I'm going to share this because nobody knows that you're on, but if I share it, everybody will know that you're on.
Wow. So where we at? Football.
So where we at? Football.
Well, let's do that. Let's do. I love talking about.
Let's talk about football.
That's coming up right now. College football, high school football, where it's at is, and probably and I'm gonna go to college if that's okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go to college, but there's a lot of big games in high school football coming up in Kentucky, but the big one that everyone needs to go out and support and see, and I'm not really sure where they're playing at, so I apologize. They're either playing at Lexington Christian or Lexington Catholic in a bowl. That is Bryant Station versus Bowling Green High.
Boom!
Wow, to start the season off that way, wow. I mean, that's two Kentucky high school powerhouse playing each other. I know some more, but I know that one for a fact from coaching baseball at Bryant Station and watching him in Cuddy, who's our center fielder, who's a starting quarterback.
Okay.
Going into his senior year at Bryant Station, will take on the runner-up, the Bowling Green High Purples. No offense, Ohio State people, but the Bowling Green High Purples here in Lexington, and that's going to be a heck of a first game.
That's going to be a good game to watch.
Oh my gosh! I mean, two outstanding.
Now, Frederick Douglass ain't playing at the same time, are they?
I forget what their schedule. No, they might be Because
out of town. They got a brutal schedule this year.
Brutal.
Yes.
I mean,
their schedule is brutal.
Hey, Coach Bryant. I mean, Coach over at Douglas, my man. Woo, gosh. So that's going to be a test.
But that's what happens when you're a top 100 in the company. In the country.
81.
You're 81 in the country, ranked 81 in the country. So, you have to play a stronger schedule because you've just been blowing out people the last 5 years.
And then also, I mean, it's a fact. A lot of schools won't play them. I was talking to the head baseball coach at Scott County, and I said, how do you get teams to play y'all when y'all was blowing everybody out?
Mm-hmm.
He said they had to give up some pennies to get teams to come to play them.
Kind of like college, where you have to pay teams to come and play you.
Yeah, and I said, wow. Because, at one time, Scott County, what they still do.
Yeah, what was the powerhouse?
The powerhouse throughout this whole thing. And but I thought that was, to me, that was amazing. I didn't realize that they did that to try to get. So that's what Federal does going in. But anyway, Bowling Green and Bryant Station, and that puts me to the segment where we talked about a little bit about the college first games and that's taking place. And it's amazing of the top schools that is going to play. And I'm going to skip a few of them and go to the game. LSU is playing Florida State. And we skipped on Florida State last week, babe.
We did skip on Florida State last week. Why did we skip on Florida State last? Who is Florida State's coach now?
I don't know who the coach is. I can look that up. It don't take but a second to look that up. But what that said is Florida State's been a top 1, 2, 3, 4 team in the nation coming up this year.
Why?
They're loaded.
Did they get the transfer portal big?
No, they had a lot of babies coming back from last year. And when I say babies, because I'm old, and these are 20-year-olds and 19, and so that's babies to me. But what that said is a lot of young talent coming back, and look at I forget who the coach was, but outstanding team that we totally skipped on last week. Florida State is woo. I mean, because that's all the ESPN is talking about is Florida State. Because next year they go to a 12 game, which we discussed last week. We talked about that last week. Yeah, they go to a 12 game, and Florida State is a team that you.
That's really probably going to be in that 12 game playoff.
No, well, it's still 4 this coming season.
Oh, it's still 4 this upcoming season.
Yes,
2024.
The 24 season.
It goes for, okay, gotcha.
So
interesting. And so Florida State
playing LSU. Who's 1, 2, or 3 in the SEC.
Okay.
Alabama, Georgia. We didn't say very much
about LSU.
So
okay.
So that's
so who's the top 4 in SEC this coming up season?
Well,
so you just mentioned the top 3. So who's number 4?
Kentucky.
Kentucky's number 4.
Well, I'm voting. I'm voting.
You vote. So Kentucky's number 4, huh?
Kentucky's number 4. Until somebody proves me wrong.
Okay, let's go.
Until they prove me wrong, Kentucky.
Okay.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Well, I tell you what, when I got on my Kentucky gear today because when I walked in the door from when I pulled up to the house from work today, the baby boy was home, and that's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
To see him. Yeah, we don't see him that much, but they're on a dead week this week, and he was laying on the couch. He was knocked out, so I had to let him sleep, and then he finally woke up. So I got a couple of words. Of course, he was up maybe 5 minutes, then he was out. So I got about 5 minutes with him before he had to go work out. So yeah, so I'm rooting for Kentucky. Got my little Kentucky gear. So I should have put on. Oh, hey Jalen. Hey Jalen. Good evening, daughter. And so so it was nice to see that his jersey's available on Fanatics.
Yes, it is.
So if you go to Fanatics, and I think if you go to like the Kentucky, and there's like 4 jerseys, and it'll say like NIL something. So when you choose that jersey, there's a drop down, and then you can see his name, Ty Bryant, number 14. And you could purchase his jersey right there off of Fanatics.
Well, the thing is, he told me that a lot of his boys, And
Dane's on there.
let me correct something of last week.
Okay.
Okay. Smoke, his boy, Mr. Johnson's in town, and I think I may have said like Ball State's in Ohio, Ball State's in Indiana, and I know that. I was basically talking about Akron being in Ohio.
I got
When
you.
we was talking about the
When we was
store.
talking about, yes.
So he's home, and one of the top 10 schedules of the first game of the season in college, because I said LSU and Florida State. Also Virginia, where Brown,
Yes,
boy,
Xavier Brown.
who's home. So they're all hooking up, and they play Tennessee at Tennessee, the first game of the season. So they'll travel over to the South and handle a little SEC action in the beginning. You know.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna have the DVR. See if we can get all of those games. Hopefully, they'll be recorded.
Well, that should be a national game.
Because that should be a national game because it's an SEC game. So we got to make sure we see check to see which games that we can record so that we don't miss them because we can't watch all of them at the same time.
Right. When this is going back with Ty being here, with Ty coming and being apart, being home, is he's hanging out with his boys because they're all in town and they're all hanging out before they get started in August. Because right now I asked them a question and they're doing conditioning and running through some plays, but not really putting on pads yet and getting ready for the upcoming season. And with that said, the first game of the season is you got Neon Dion, Colorado, coming to Texas, taking on TCU. That's one of the first games of the season. And, everybody got mad at Dion.
For leaving Jackson State.
And also they got a little disappointed based on he said goodbye to a lot of his players.
He did. That was at Colorado.
But see, I forget there was a coach at Georgia that did that a long time ago. He took over
and he cleaned house.
And he cleaned house of who couldn't help you. And with this said, it's sort of like getting you got a good player, and I'm pretty sure Colorado had a good player. But
how good was it when you was only 1-15?
Well, I left that alone.
Oh, my bad.
I left that alone.
I'm just saying you 1-15.
But the one big thing about that is getting players that play for you. You hear it more in basketball than you do football. When a new basketball coach come in, the first thing everybody says, he's gonna be all right when he gets his players. Dion just did it early and quick. He's gonna be all right.
But I think that's with every sport when you're a new coach and you take on a new program. I just think that we were fortunate when we took over the program that we were just able to just get a buy-in early on where we were able to have success early.
I mean, at Crawford.
Right.
Well, we had 4 or 5 guys that understood the game of football, and they bought into our system. And going back to Colorado, I think that's what Dion overall was trying to do. Okay, you buy my system. Now they lost a superstar DB who ended up transferring out, and so with that said, you got to get in your guys in your system because we live in a microwave coaching.
Everybody want everything quick right now.
Quick and to the point.
Or you getting fired.
Or some of that nature. That's a fact.
Absolutely.
So with that said, is I think that's a pretty good task. So anyway, in my head, East Carolina takes on Michigan, and East Carolina is one of those teams that can come up behind you and beat you on your first week. And
if you're not careful.
Yeah, they've done it many times. And then you got Coastal Carolina taking on UCLA.
Hey, that's Coach Black's alma mater.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. Coach Black at Taste Creek.
Yes.
That was with us.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That's right, he was.
That's his alma mater.
That's his purpose.
Shout out Coach Black.
And and Coach Hawk stole him from him, so now everybody know that. Took my stud away. But he's over. He's now the new head JV coach. He took over as the freshman's coach, and now he's the head JV coach over at Taste Creek. And
that's a dog.
That's exciting. No, don't get my dog.
Get your dog.
He's just chilling. Move, Shadow. Okay. And what that said is so with that said, the great thing about them, when I remember they won the College World Series a year ago, years ago, and it was an amazing run. Look that up.
Who did?
They beat some horses.
Coastal Carolina?
Yeah, they won it. They got the ring years ago.
The World Series? Baseball?
Yes.
Coastal Carolina.
Yes, they did do that thing.
Okay.
West Virginia takes on Penn State. That's the first game of the season. Nebraska's at Minnesota, Colorado, as it says, at TCU. Then you're going to have other game, North Carolina and South Carolina. I don't understand why they're playing at the first game of the season.
Why would they have a rivalry? Why wouldn't they keep that game for rivalry week at the end of the season?
I'm with you on that one.
That doesn't make any sense. That they're playing right out the gate, first game, instead of waiting for rivalry week. Huh.
I don't understand.
That's different.
That's
So who are they going to play for rivalry?
Well, I don't know. You think about Kentucky played Louisville first game of the season.
When?
Back in the day. They used
Oh,
to play
I
them
know.
first. Then they moved it.
I just thought everybody just plays their rivalry during rivalry
Well,
week.
you got to remember, Kentucky's rivalry was Tennessee
Oh,
during the rivalry week.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then later on it became Louisville,
Then became
the L's.
And so with that said,
But I'll be honest with you. I'm looking forward to the Louisville game because I want to see how the new kid that transferred in from Baylor is there.
Nick, Devin. Let me tell you about that young man. Guys, as he's getting older, and I can say this, but I don't know if he's 21 yet. He might be very close or just turned 21.
Was he 2 years older than Ty? Two or three?
I'm not really sure, but you can't really tell because Ty would have been 17 in college.
Right.
But with that said, the funniest thing about that is don't play poker with that young man. He has no emotion.
Davita Gatewood, good evening. Autumn Mitchell, hey baby, hey.
He has no emotion when he plays, no matter what happens, unless he's unchanged. That was the most laid back young man that played full speed I ever seen.
With no emotion.
No emotion. I mean, he's got his brother who will be a junior. If I'm correct, he will be a junior at Federal Douglass, linebacker.
Oh yeah.
And then his other brother is at Georgetown.
Sophomore.
He should be a sophomore or a junior.
At Georgetown College.
And running back. So dad and mom has done very well with three young men.
Absolutely.
Outstanding people. But anyway, don't play poker with him. If you sit around with Devin, and he's sitting there, trust me, he may have a full house, and
you don't even know.
That young man is great, and that was Todd's blueprint.
Yes, absolutely.
That was Todd's blueprint, and I always find a blueprint, guys, for your child, and I mean,
just a great kid, outstanding young man.
Grades
grades and their character.
He had a few blueprint. He's playing football, did very well.
Oh, Hayden,
and the other one. What's Jay's brother's name?
Jay's brother.
Yeah, play defensive back. Was so smooth when he came to the plate. Lay back.
I know who you're talking about.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute.
You tapping me.
I'm tapping you.
Good tapping me.
He went to
He went to Louisville.
He went to Louisville, and then he went to Central State.
Oh my God! How do I? Oh, great! Oh my God! That's killing me. I apologize.
We're getting old.
Old. That's old age. Not that he's not memorable.
Yeah.
That's just old age. It's gonna pop in my head because I'm seeing him right now.
Yeah.
I'm seeing him right now. I'm just telling you, parents, have mentors. Find someone and tell your baby to mimic. Academically, behavior, the whole 9 yards. And that makes a big deal.
Yeah. Good to see you too, Autumn.
One of the other big games, it ain't the first game of the season. Alabama plays Middle Tennessee, the first game of the season. And then our future Texas, who will be in the SEC, who should win their conference, will play Roll Tide.
Texas and Alabama are playing the second game of the season.
Second game of the season.
So Texas gets to get an. They played last year, I think.
I don't know if they played. You may be right. I don't know.
I think they played last year.
Middle Tennessee and I got a family
shout out Middle Tennessee, my sister. My sister B. Gail, Bridget, alma mater.
Yeah, they're gonna
And you
come.
mentioned Tennessee, and of course my sister Nay's alma mater, Tennessee
Yeah,
Martin. Okay.
but anyway, enough about that Middle Tennessee who's gonna get spanked, sis, spanked, real bad. Don't come in the SEC think you're gonna win. So, but anyway, but with that said, I just think the first week of college football coming up in a few weeks, and it's going to be outstanding. The same thing with high school football, outstanding. And there's one team again we slipped on and didn't really give him his props, and that's Coach Gay at Henry Clay.
Dang, how we missed Coach Gay? Well, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
that's our dude.
That's our dude, man. He's him and his coaching staff, and he's doing it the right way.
Yes,
he's getting young men that wants to play, wants to do right, and wants to not just that, but go off to college. What are we laughing at?
So Cynthia Grind says 2 of my favorite people love the shirt, by the way, Coach Bryant, because
yeah.
Mr. Do It All is our guy, and
yes.
yeah, just a plug.
Just
yeah,
I was hanging
free
out with
plug
him.
was hanging out with him.
Yeah, so I just had to.
Hey, Sean Grimes.
Had the shirt
Listen,
on all day.
if y'all need something fixed,
guys, this is a fact.
Straight up,
and the name speaks for itself. I'm telling you, can you get the number? Yeah, that's his number. That's his number. All right. But with that said, I put this shirt on again, not knowing I was going to be on the air.
Yeah, he did not know he was going to be on the air. So great plug. And yeah, I might have to start getting some sponsorships on my podcast here.
No, I mean, I'm telling you right now.
Mr. Do It All, Sean Grimes.
Making it up.
That's him.
He kept us from getting a flood in our house. That's a long story, but we won't talk about that.
Absolutely. So that's good stuff. Thanks, Cynthia, for being on. But yeah, I mean, absolutely. Coach Gay is my dude. When I was at a track meet this past season, and he was hosting and Bryant Brown, the young man that played for us this past year, I took him, and Coach Gay took him on a tour of the facility and talked to him and talked about his grades, because I don't think his grades was up to par because he wasn't able to run track for us.
Right.
Because of his grades.
But that's the biggest thing, babe. I apologize, but that people don't understand it's hand in hand.
Yes.
And I say this a lot of times when your babies are young, grades and behavior is not one of the things that make them play on Saturdays if they're playing park and rec or travel ball.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get to middle school and high school, you got to get your grades. And I say this all the time, you got to use the coaches because they're using you.
Yes.
We got coaches, I got players that make me look like I'm a genius. I've had some players, that makes me look like I'm a genius. And so
they do when they buy into your program and they play hard and they do what they're supposed to do, and they're already come with talent.
Right.
So all you gotta do is put them in a system and let them work, and they do. They make you look good.
But grades is an amazing thing.
Grades in your behavior.
And a lot of times people don't truly understand they're hand in hand. They're all three. Mm-hmm. Grades, behavior, and then talent.
Yes.
I think we've got a saying at Crawford Middle School, which we're about to start up real soon. Have our meeting on the 11th and get ready for Crawford football on our fifth season. But I tell them all the time, I can get a gorilla to run and jump, but I can't get them to read and write.
Right.
And that's a fact.
That's a fact.
And a blessing when you get both. So, like I said, find someone to mentor. That's the blueprint. No different than if you want your stuff done correctly, there's your blueprint. Sorry. I had to throw that in there again.
Okay, so Davita Gatewood, who we coached
her son,
Asan, and I coached with her oldest son. I coached her oldest son in track back in the day, and he was one of our assistant coaches for track this year.
Okay.
She's asking, what do you all think about the players from surrounding local schools coming to Thomas More? God, it's a lot of them going to Thomas More.
Well, Thomas More, to answer your question, how you doing, Ms. Gaywood? To answer your question is, that's a great thing because that's that recruiter that's going to keep his job.
Yes.
Because he's getting horses from a program that's well done. And I was with a couple of Frederick Douglass kids who's going off to college, and they leave in August yesterday during the 4th of July. And they was talking about understanding the small details. And that's what Frederick Douglass teaches our kids to get them ready for college. And you know, our thing is we are not middle school coaches.
We're high school coaches.
So we're getting our babies ready for high school. If they continue to play it, if they really listen, they're going to understand that. And Thomas More, coach, has done that. He said, oh, please, I ain't got to travel all over the nation.
Facts.
I can just go to Frederick Douglass in Lexington, and I can get this kid, this kid, this kid, this kid. And next thing you know, I'm a D coordinator, or O coordinator, assistant head coach, because I brought all these recruits in, and I'm getting salary, and the wife is happy because he's making more money, and she don't care if he's home. He just needs to make more money.
Right. So when I went to the showcase at Kentucky State, and I talked to Coach Huggins, the new coach at Kentucky State, that was one of the things that we talked about was recruiting more local kids because number one, now you get more local people are able to go to the games. So now you're putting more people in stands, and now you're bringing more revenue into the program because now, you know, so not Thomas More, if we have a bye week or we don't have nothing to do.
We're in Thomas. We're up in Thomas More. We're
going to Thomas More, or we're going to Kentucky State because we got a lot of kids that are local that are.
And K-State did that.
That's what I'm saying. K-State did that. Coach Huggins.
You know, the new coach at K-State did that.
Yeah, has a bunch of has a bunch of local talent, and now you can put more bodies are going to come into your stands, into your games, and now you're getting more revenue, and now you can do more as far as recruiting. Right. But why would you not recruit the local kid?
Right. Well, that was one of the things that brings that revenue, because everybody loves a Kentucky boy at Kentucky, a Kentucky boy at K-State. So if you're in Ohio and they're going to Thomas More, then what happened is those young men graduate. They actually graduate sooner or later.
Yes.
Now you're going, whoa, they're recruiting some kids out of my place, Kentucky, up here, and that's how you get that feedback of alumni money, because now you're back in Kentucky or you're back in Ohio or whatever, and you're doing your thing. And I just think that's fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. Miss Gatewood just mentioned that her son, Obadiah Commodore. He said, Izzy, which one is Izzy? She said, Izzy and Jafia Kennedy. Oh, Cornell Burbage. Oh my God. He said, what up, B? Hey. So y'all know Coach Burbage is my dude. We got him in the Hall of Fame coming up, and I can't wait to have him on as a guest. Ooh, that's my dude. Anyway, so let's go back to.
Calm that down a little bit.
But that's my dude. Oh, Israel. So Israel and Jafia Kennedy, right?
Yes.
Was that his last name? They're all there. But we also have Dixon.
Yes.
And
Dixon
and Dunn going this year.
Yes, and we got.
We'll be adding to
the
that.
receiver and the safety going there, and the greatest thing. Let me say. Can I say this about Dixon?
Sir.
Okay. Dixon played behind my son.
Yes.
And I'm watching him, and I walk up to him out of the blue, and he looks at me, nice looking young man. And I told him, I said, babe, you can play. You're going off to college. And he was like, I. And I thought he thought I was just kidding.
Yeah.
God is amazing.
God is good.
And what happened was, due because of Ty doing ABC, Dixon gets in there and does his thing.
Right.
And that was a coach that said, dang, that baby can play too.
Yes.
So that's the greatest thing that I love about Dixon is he never got mad. He didn't transfer. He stayed. He stayed there.
Yes.
And he said, I know I can play. And the next thing you know, he's going off to college, and he's going to show people that he's not behind 11 and 13 or Frederick Douglass, Isaiah and Ty. It's just that they happen to win the position, but I can play too.
Absolutely.
And I love that.
So can we go back to Coach Burbage?
We can go back to Bird. That's my dog. What's up, Bird?
Because we got to put EKU on there too. I don't know how we gonna go see it because Young Bird is gonna. We shot him out last week about Young Bird.
He's going to get checked that one game.
Oh,
I'm not
Lord,
gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing.
But he's gonna do his thing when he plays against Kentucky. I don't care what nobody says.
Right, because I really thought back in the day that Bird was little Jalen Bird is his name, and I can't say Bird too because he's Cornell Jr. is Bird too. So what that said is could flat out play.
Absolutely.
And I said it last week.
He said he can't wait.
And I said it last week. The problem is when I coached at Bryant Station with his dad, that we had him out of position because we had to try to win games.
So you had to play him at quarterback as opposed to at wide receiver.
I keep telling people they Lehigh, right?
Lehigh.
Yeah, they got a gym.
Absolutely.
And he
did his thing
3 to 4 years. I think
got his degree.
Got his degree, and all that good stuff. And now EKU is blessed to get an opportunity to have a young man come this
he's going to show off.
And everybody in Lexington going to find out that the boy can flat out play.
He's going to show off at EKU.
Because the funniest joke about him was everybody that knows me that knows that I don't really pay much attention on offense, hardly at all. And he used to walk up to me with that pretty smile, smooth smile, and say, "Coach, you gonna pay attention to me?" And I go, "Please, you're on offense. Ain't nobody paying no attention to you." But I have to admit, he had a brother peeking, had me peeking at him.
Well, you know how we are with our friends and their kids. Their kids are our kids. We really are the epitome of it takes a village. And we always support everybody else's kids and their success, especially our people that are close to us. Like, Burb is our brother. Yeah, and so, their kids is our kids. And, and I expect y'all kids to be calling us Uncle Cisco and Aunt Terry, or when y'all see, or Uncle Coach, or whatever y'all want to call it.
I went through that last week.
But I'm Aunt Terry. When y'all kids see me, Aunt Terry, yeah, and I better be getting hugs. But every time I see a little Burb and even Jeremiah, because he ran track and stuff, so I would see him and they would give me love, and I appreciate that about y'all raising y'all kids and being respectful and showing us love when we see them. I appreciate that. What else we got, Coach Bryant?
I don't know. We're all over the map. When we're in the same area,
Yeah.
We're sharing and talking about football and all that good stuff. And I think the biggest thing to me that's coming up also is remember I talked to you a little bit. What did I do with my phone?
I don't know what you do with your
about phone. LSU winning the. What happened with my phone? Oh, here it is. LSU winning the overall trophy for their school.
Oh, the whatever the Capital One whatever trophy because they won the most championships.
Because the only thing you truly hear about is football, basketball, and baseball.
Right.
That's true.
And they won the girls' basketball, and then they won.
But they won some other stuff because you were the one that trophy. Did they win track?
I don't know if they won track, but I know that he said Uncle B and Aunt Terry.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about, Uncle B and Aunt Terry. And so, but I think they might have won some other things as well. Some of the, because like Kentucky wins. I don't know. They've done some things too because they were ranked up there. Kentucky was like top 10.
Yeah, hold on. I got it right here. Let me find it now. Your guys gotta excuse me. I'm not as fast as young folks over here. You know what I'm saying? Just saying.
You so silly.
Just saying. I
You
ain't
so
saying
silly.
it.
You so
I'm
silly.
just saying.
So we are a village. And I appreciate your boys and your daughter loving us. When we see y'all's kids out in public and stuff like that, I always want to hug and I always want love, and I'm always going to congratulate them. We are always going to congratulate them and give them love and give them their props on their successes, and we love seeing kids succeed. So y'all do know I have uh, a group called the Lexington, Kentucky Sports Family Network Group. And I want everybody in the Lexington area. So there's people, of course, we know we have kids that decide to go elsewhere. We got kids that go to GRC or Bourbon County, or they go to Woodford County, or wherever in the surrounding areas, because that's what they feel like is best for their kids. So we still support those kids because we do know that they're from the Lexington community. And so if you guys know of anybody that want to join that group, just look for it, or have them inbox me and I'll add them to the group. But I love promoting those kids. But what y'all be getting on my nerves about is when I see stuff on y'all's page and it's not shareable. I ain't got time to be going to y'all inbox and asking y'all to please make it shareable if y'all want me to promote y'all kids. And then don't be hating on me when I don't share y'all stuff, because if I go to y'all page, y'all can't share it. So that's just my little pet peeve on that, because I want to share y'all's kids stuff in the group, but y'all stuff don't be shareable on y'all's main page. So y'all got to fix that so that I can share y'all's kids stuff.
That's a fact. I mean, if you don't know, because my biggest thing is what a lot of times that the wife does for me is she'll say, babe, look at Facebook. Because I'm not a Facebook person that's going to sit there for hours. I think what I do, 5 minutes. Yeah. But I'm so excited when I hear about young people doing their thing. Because the one thing that people got to understand, that we were coaching other people's kids before our kids were born. And that makes a difference. I coached many years before my biological child was born. So I'm always going to be a fan of other people's kids that I'm around. My little 12-year-old team, and they irritate me, frustrate me, but they make me smile because they're so cute. They're just trying their best and do the thing. And you want that. You don't want to throw salt on anybody's child. And you're happy because you're like, dang, I know that baby. I got pictures of that baby when that child was younger. So
yeah, I like taking selfies with y'all's kids and stuff like that, because when they do get famous,
she'll take a selfie.
Because if they get famous, they make it big. I want them to know I knew them when they was little.
Yeah, we don't want no money.
We don't want no money from them.
We are. I got chicken or something good, but we don't. So I'm good.
He about made me say something on you.
So all we want to do is just touch the hat. That means you're talking to me. Show me some love. That's it. What was you gonna say?
I almost said something.
Wow.
I know. We on national TV.
Wow. That's funny.
Anyway, so it was what else was you talking about? I'm looking at my phone. So we got the Women's Football Alliance. So I'm going to take a whole different tangent while he look for whatever he's looking for on his phone. So in 2 weeks, I'm going to Canton, Ohio. 8 of my there it is right there. 8 of my girls have made the All-American team for the Women's Football Alliance. So this is actually a women's tackle football league, right? And so they have their championship weekend, the weekend of the 19th and 20th or something like that. And we didn't make the playoffs this year, but that's okay. We're coming back hard next season. And but 8 of my girls are playing in the All-American game. They're also going to have a clinic, a girls football clinic for the girls. So I'm going up there for that. And then they have the All-American game. And I do believe that the championship game will be televised on ESPN2, I believe. So look out for that. I'll be there live. So I'm hoping somebody will go with me. But if not, I'm gonna be there live, and I'll make sure that I promote that. And y'all know I love promoting my women's tackle football team. Them are my girls. That's my new tribe. But you love them too. Quit acting like you know.
I do. I do. Let me say this. And it's not a male or female perspective. It's just a perspective. Is they play hard, and when you're in the sports, you just want people to play hard. I mean, gender ain't got nothing to do with it. Just play hard.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to watch when they're out there grinding and they're getting a little bit emotional because someone didn't make a block. Wow, that has nothing to do with gender. That's like, get your block. What you doing here? I did find it. It only took me 10 minutes. And this is Kentucky. It was ranked number 9 in that trophy.
I thought they were top 10. They call it the college top 25. I thought it was, it's PG. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that stands for.
And that's the LSU was first, Florida, Wake Forest, TCU, and then Tennessee, and then you skip all the way down to number 9, Kentucky. That means a lot of their programs, academically as well as sports, has won.
Yes.
And that's what makes it pretty cool.
Again, top 10 out of all colleges. That's huge.
That's huge. Yeah, that's huge.
For Kentucky to be there. That's huge.
And
shout out to Kentucky that just got their new black female athletic director, the new Mrs. Massey. You know your boy Massey got married,
that's
right?
That's right, Miss what's her name?
Hayden Smith or something.
Yeah, that's right. She got the job. Yeah,
she's the new athletic director at Kentucky.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Sister.
And you just got married. Assistant athletic director. Yes, yeah.
Barnhart,
and you just got married. Barnhart is the head.
Yeah, he's head dog.
He ain't going nowhere.
He shouldn't.
He shouldn't. He's doing a great job.
He's doing a great job. I mean, to be able to be ABC through, and nobody's going to be perfect.
Hey, I thought it was fantastic when he gave the video to shout out for our inaugural gala for the Layshaw.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I thought that was first class.
Yeah, and that was, I mean, because the thing is, people don't understand.
Hey, Coach Prince.
Oh, the legend is on the thing. But the thing is, people don't realize that a gentleman like Coach Bryant and so their schedule is so tough, and to say the right thing and do the right thing, and sometimes people take it wrong.
Yeah.
So we appreciate him taking time out for doing that.
Yes.
For Layshaw. And I mentioned this, that we're going to have, well, not me. It's not my show. This is her show. We're going to have, I suggested to have some of the Layshaw Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah. Danny definitely had said that, because I'm hoping to bring all my girls off, because BB Crawley, Leslie Nichols.
Oh, excuse me.
Brianna Green.
Excuse me.
Oh, can you get I ain't gonna tap you.
Thank you.
Can you get George Adams on for me?
We can do that. I talked to George the other day, and it's, by the way, his son.
And then we definitely gotta get Cornell on.
Well, that's what I was going to go at. We gotta get Burb on. And this has nothing to do with what we're talking about. And speaking of getting on, I just have to give a shout out. Can I do that on your program?
You can do a shout out.
I can do a shout out. I'm doing a shout out.
Coach Prince is on.
I want to graduate, and we got to get him on the phone so he can say something. Amazing man, amazing. I want to give a shout out to a young man that just got an upper job. He was assistant principal, and he is going to be the head principal, and that's Littleton Ward
at Bourbon
County Middle School. I mean, if you know him and if you hear this, give him some love. I mean, that is fantastic.
Absolutely.
I thought he should be in Fayette County, but he got the opportunity. God put him where he needs to be. And he sat down and talked to his beautiful wife and discussed it. And he accepted it. And I called him up. And I just want, if you don't, he's probably not listening because he was in a meeting, but if you know him, please let him know, congratulate him. That's a big step.
Finally getting a principal job.
Getting a head
principal job. Absolutely.
And now you gotta a lot. But I love and prayer to Littleton Ward. Want to congratulate him on the principalship. Now we can move back to
So your girl, our beautiful niece Mika says, "Hey, Uncle LL and Auntie."
There she goes. I just saw her a few days ago. She was out there.
Hey, Mika, we love you, baby.
In 100 degrees mowing.
Hug and kiss our nephews for us, our great nephews.
No, but say nephews. Great nephew means we're old.
So that's cool. We didn't got Coach Burbage on here. We got Coach Prince on here. We didn't have some good people come through here. Good. We appreciate everybody coming through here. So I'm here every Wednesday with my co-host Danny Wright. I'm trying to get Coach Bryant to be on more because we actually have just really good time. Because a lot of times especially with football season coming up, he and I we don't go to sleep till late because we're up talking football all night.
Well, we don't talk about you and Cornell's team, the Cowboys. So I'm gonna put that out there. Anyway, talking about that team. Just saying.
Why he had to go there,
Bird.
Coach Bird, tell him don't be talking about our Cowboys. She said, "Well, not 100 degrees." But yeah, so we talk about football all day. We could probably talk about football all day, but most of the time we're talking strategy, or we're just talking about positions and putting people on, moving people around. And remember that time when I switched out your, I think your center one time. You were like, what?
But that's offense. I don't care. Just make sure they do what they do. That's it.
Yeah, player personnel moves and stuff like that. So yeah, so we enjoy sports. That's why I so for those that that don't know, the reason why I was able to create Hits and Heels was because number one, Danny Wright and I were both coaching football at the same time. And so we got connected and we would just chalk it up, and our conversations just ended up just getting so deep. And we just laughed and was like, girl, we sound like we could be on a podcast. And so because Danny is the brainstorm around that type of stuff, she is the director of strategic marketing, and she also owns her own company, Right Relations. She was like, well, let's just do it. Let's just do it. And so she did all of the graphics and made us look all nice and cute and professional and got us all on there.
Did you realize you just used his promo? Do it.
We do it all, Mr. Yeah. Do it all. Yeah, she's Mr.
Yeah,
I said that.
You said do it,
Mr. Do it all. I just said do it. Come get y'all boy. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is stuff. This right here behind the camera is the stuff I deal with on a regular basis. It's him in his mouth.
All right, I'm sorry.
This is what we deal with for real. But yeah, so anyway, so we created Hits and Heels, and we just thought it was a good idea. Plus, it was also a platform for a lot of women, because I was coaching women's tackle football, and most people did not know that women's tackle football even existed. So I wanted to give a platform to be able to just get the word out more for some of the actually just a lot of topics and stuff that we kind of deal with sometimes just as Black people. I know we have people that are all types of people, all genders and ethnicities and stuff that come on and watch, but we definitely want to be able to have a platform where we can talk about stuff that we deal with on a personal level and culturally. And I love that. Okay. Huh, Coach Bryant?
Okay. Yeah, I can't tell. I think you're down.
Let's go, females. Let's go, females. Female tackle football and all that. Ooh. Did you see where I was watching tennis the other day, and Venus and
Serena?
No, Venus is teamed up with Coco, I think. And they lost in doubles.
Venus is 90.
Yeah, so she was talking about the fact that she wanted to play. She wanted to be the first person to play tennis at 50.
Bye. What did my man say on Friday? Bye, Felicia.
You so mean. I think she could do it. So everybody, I don't know who this idiot is right here that's spamming me, but you getting ready to get deleted.
What?
and blocked.
They're spamming you.
Spamming. They just put, I don't know, just some random, I don't know, stuff on here. You know, you get trolls on your broadcast sometimes, and they don't
really know what that means.
A troll, people that ain't got no, that's just on there, just putting stuff on here that ain't, yeah.
I know.
She said, bye, Felicia. She said, y'all over here talking about football and over here wondering when they score. I have no idea about football or even sports in general. Now let's talk about the heels part.
That would not be me with the heels part.
Anyway, hits and heels, because we don't have a problem with putting on no heels and getting girly, and we talk football and coach football. Don't mean that. I mean, me and my co-host Danny,
thank you,
can put on some heels and look girly, and we can still talk football.
No, well, let me go back to this. I remember coming up to the University of Kentucky, and the head basketball coach for the ladies would not allow them to walk through on campus in sweats. They always dress nice because people do judge females.
We are judged.
You're judged, and you know, it ain't as much now. I don't think, because I don't really care if they're in sweats or they're in a dress. Doesn't matter to me. If you can ball, you can ball. You know, so it doesn't really matter what you want to do. But I think you know, I love y'all's little title.
Hits and heels.
Hits and heels. You know, and because it's going to make you go, what? You know, it's sort of like there's certain advertising out, and they give the stupidest name, and somebody said that's stupid, but they got you thinking about it. They got you checking it out. So that's what your program does. And I said before, I just walked in the door. The wife said,
"You coming on again?
You coming on again?" Danny has to do ABC, and so I'm very happy to have you on here. But I'm also happy to bring up some stuff of last week that we talked about, and just to clarify on that. Just to clarify on that one. So, so I'm excited about that.
I'm excited about that. Yeah, hits and heels, baby. That's what I'm doing. So, what I do like, I think when because Danny came up with the hits and heels. She's the brainstorm around it, and I thought it was very cute and catchy, and I liked all our logos and stuff like that. And by the way, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but in season 5 comes up. So right now, today is season 4, episode 5. So we usually go 10 episodes, and then we'll go into the next season, right? So each season is 10 episodes. So we're season 4. So how many we've done? 34, 35 episodes. But season 5, episode 1, we are going to debut on, I forgot the name of it already, Bowie TV. We're going to be debuting on Bowie TV, and we're excited about that.
What's Bowie TV?
It's a streaming TV show or TV channel or something like that, and we're going to be streaming live on TV. But I'm going to be on TV.
You cute.
We're gonna be on TV. We're gonna be on TV, y'all. Me and Danny. So so that I'm, that was just a little thing I'm gonna put out there that we're looking forward to that. So that's what we got coming up. But between now and then, okay. So what we got? So we got September the 23rd is the gala.
Yes, I think. I don't know. You should know that.
It should be. I think September the 23rd is the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame Gala, our second gala. So the first one, the inaugural one, was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We had Tyson Gay, we had Steve Chandler, we had Jack Givens and Dirk Minifield,
James
Lee. We had
I'm cheating.
We had some absolutely
Smith,
yes. I mean, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It was a who's who. Yes.
Remember back in the day, that's what they used
I mean,
to say,
it was elegant. It was, I mean, everybody was dressed
led
up.
by Mr. and Mrs. Jones.
The Joneses just really, their vision.
We gotta go. Here's the thing is about
I have not given them enough props.
Hold on, let me say this. We also we might have to change that little headline.
Which headline?
Mr. and Mrs. Jones and daughter.
Oh, because she's the one that put it on last year.
And daughter.
Yeah, Constance, I ain't gonna lie.
Now she lives in Texas?
Houston,
yeah, that's Texas. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, because she did.
Constance came in, took over.
I'm flipping real quick. Was Dirk Minifield's.
I thought his speech was really, really good.
I mean, and I mean that Dirk.
Yeah.
Put in the best.
So on YouTube is you can go to YouTube. Oh Lord, I don't know who you're barking at. Go on YouTube, and it's on YouTube, and I should put it on here. I don't have it. I can put it on here. Maybe on the Facebook link, and you guys can watch it. If you put up Lace, I think just Lacehoff, LAASHOF, and just pull up Lacehoff 2022. It'll probably just pull right on. It'll probably just pull right on up because I don't think there's no other.
But the thing
was absolutely
so you agree
fantastic.
That we got to switch it to Mr. and Mrs. Jones and daughter, like San Francisco. No, really, I'm not being funny on that.
She did an absolutely fantastic job. She came in, took over, and it was absolutely.
And the term
fantastic.
"take over" means she filled in every hole. That needs to be
whatever her parents' vision was. She helped it to create and bring it to fruition, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was one of the absolute best events that I have ever attended in my life. Well, I mean, it was fantastic. The food was good. I mean, it was just great seeing everybody. I mean, we seeing people that we don't normally get to see. The fellowship. Yeah. I mean, it was like a family, almost like a family reunion. It was absolutely fantastic. And I love getting to finally meet Damani Dawson and Tyson Gay and people like that in person. As I've just been in awe of them. As long as I can remember.
Right, and I'm looking forward to it. You got Ward going in as track star.
Yeah, Beth Award.
And
I'm looking for all my girls, so I ain't even gonna lie.
Well, I mean,
Leslie Nichols and
Leslie, because
Benita Qualley,
Carter. Her husband Carter and I were roommates at University of Kentucky. And being able to see him because his schedule, my schedule, we don't see each other very often.
Cornell and your boy Tony Wilson.
TWA. Tony Wilson Airlines. Yes, pastor.
Yes.
Yeah, Pastor Wilson. Amen. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to have the opportunity to see them in that different light. Like the movie Sparkles. I'm looking forward to seeing them in the light. And,
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think who's. I think last year I liked. All of them were good, but the last one, the baseball player.
T-Bone.
T-Bone. Yes.
Yeah, T-Bone.
John Shelby.
He was next to last.
Who was last?
I forget, but I know
I thought he was last.
No,
okay, I thought John.
I showed him up.
Okay, yeah, I thought John Shelby. I thought his speech was absolutely fantastic.
I know we got to get ready to go, but let me tell you, T-Bone Shelby. I was working at a place, and he comes in with his beautiful wife, and I don't know if they still live here in Lexington.
No, they moved to Florida.
And he came in, and I said something, and he goes, "You're Coach Bryant," and I'm like, "How you know who I am?"
Because you knew who he was.
Oh, I knew who he was. Come on, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool that he just remember something that he didn't really have to remember.
Yeah.
And I don't know the exact words to say, but I hope y'all understand my meaning of it. And then his wife was, when I met her, was so down to earth. And then I met him, and oh my gosh, to have the acolytes and then have the kids come up and follow in his footsteps. You could be a little snobby if you want to be.
Yeah.
You
got
be
money.
A little standoffish.
Yeah.
But that wasn't him. That was not him by no
Very.
means.
I mean, both of them are just so down to earth.
God.
Absolutely fantastic.
And the boys are. And one of them, and I forget which one it is I hear is a major. All of them are academically set, but one of them is just a genius. And because they were telling me about his academic standards, and so anyway, I got that in before the time. Slip, slide away.
Well, Coach Bryant. Coach Bryant.
Thank you.
Bryant.
Stop.
Team Bryant. I found some jerseys, some black ones.
Okay. I'm with y'all. I don't know where that came from. Okay.
No, because remember we were looking at Ty's jerseys and we was like, dang, they ain't got a black one.
Oh, true that. Yeah.
I think I found someplace that got a black one. Anyway, so make sure y'all go get Ty's jerseys. Go to fanatics.com, look it up, and under the NIL jerseys, there's like 4 of them. NIL jerseys, it'll say NIL something. So he gets a kickback from that if you do purchase that jersey. He ain't getting rich off of it, but he's getting a kick.
You can't get.
You can't get rich. Yeah, you can't get. Yeah, he ain't getting rich off of it, but he does get a little, kickback and off of that. And the drop down, there's a drop down on it, so you could choose the name, and it'll say Bryant, and he's wearing number 14 this season.
And because the stud came back, which I'm happy came back.
JJ Weaver came back, and then the new quarterback came in. He also
but that's offense. It doesn't matter. 2 defensive people can't wear the same jerseys.
Gotcha.
Because they can't be on the field at the same time.
Gotcha.
So Weaver came back, which is he's a stud. I mean, if he don't go in the first round or early second round next year, I'll be shocked because I watched him in person. He's bigger and faster in person.
Gotcha.
He's an amazing young man.
Gotcha. All right, Coach Bryant, we getting ready to wrap it up. Is there anything you want the audience to know or hear or?
No.
Words of wisdom.
Find a blueprint that's positive
for your child,
and trust the process. That's it. Because
is there anything about the recruiting process that you feel like parents really need to know, like right now?
Well, I can say this: parents need to listen and quit talking. Here's the thing: is if you don't know a question, don't ask someone who don't know the answer. Find someone who knows the answer and ask them the question. Because talking in a circle and nobody knows the answer, why ask the question?
Love you too, Mika. Thank you for being on.
That's it.
That's a
true statement.
That's it. Yeah. So I had Coach Prince on. I think season 2, season 3, something like that, or whatever. And we talked about a lot of the recruiting process.
You got to get him back on.
And I'll definitely be. Well, I already told him I was going to have him back on at least once every season.
He's not going to charge you because he's up.
He's big time.
Yeah,
I ain't get a.
But that's your dog.
That's my dog, though.
That's your homeboy.
Yeah, that's my dude.
Yeah, high school boy.
Yeah,
you got pictures.
He's my bestie.
You got pictures.
I got pictures.
You got pictures.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in today. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming to Hits and Heels. Listen, we're on Facebook Live. We're on YouTube. We come live every Wednesday. You guys can go and watch the replays. We're on season 4, episode 5. So you can go all the way back and binge watch from season 1, episode 1, where we started way back in September. We're almost a year in. My co-host, Danny Wright, and I appreciate you. We appreciate the support. We're getting ready to take this to a whole nother level, starting with season 5. We got a lot of special guests that are coming up. Next week, we should have Delise Coffee coming on. Dr. Delise Coffee. She is a sports psychologist, and she's going to talk about the mental part of the game and the important parts aspects of that. We're also going to touch on her foundation and the new gym stuff that she just purchased and built in North Carolina. And then I am looking forward to bringing on, Coach Burbage and a lot of our inductees in the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame, especially a lot of the females that are coming on. And I'm hoping that you guys will tune in when we bring them in as special guests as we lead up to our second annual event for the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame induction in September the 23rd of this year. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming out and tuning in. Appreciate you. Love you. Peace and hair grease and all that good stuff. Have a good one. Bye.